Welcome back to another episode of the Don't Take Us Seriously podcast. I am DJ.
What's cracking, gang? Y'all know who it be? Your boy O.
Okay, I was gonna say you ain't gonna say your name, but all right. We've been holding it strong the whole time. Anyway, so today we're gonna talk about the thing that everybody's been liking, the Brock Purdy sensation. It's been a very Purdy thing that's been going around. We're gonna talk about Purdy and these Niners, and are they real Super Bowl contenders? Now, I'm gonna give them a little bit of credit, a little early. I'm starting to get the tag of being a hater and everything. And no, I'm sorry, I'm a realist. I'm sorry. I'm going to critique you. So I'm gonna give him a little bit of credit early though. He's a good quarterback. He's solid. He's doing everything that he's supposed to do. I can't talk about his play on the field as a negative. I'm not gonna do that. All I'm gonna say is it's early. There's a roller coaster. It goes up, it comes down. We're still going up. We haven't seen it even hit the peak yet. We don't even know what's going to happen when it goes down. We don't know how deep this is going to be of a downturn. Is this going to be a Millennium Force drop? Is it going to be a top throw dragster drop? It could just be a baby coaster drop. Who knows? But I'm just saying, early on, temper expectations. RELAX. Go ahead.
All I'm gonna say, we're gonna start with this, and it's one of my favorite lines to utilize. If Jimmy Garoppolo can do it, anybody can do it.
Okay.
Just saying. Like, bro, everybody want to ask, is Brock Purdy like that? Is he the dude? Is he this? Is he that? It don't matter. He don't gotta be. That's what happens when you play for Kyle Shanahan. Brock Purdy is probably the most talented quarterback we've seen in a Kyle Shanahan offense in the past 3-4 years. Cool beans.
Okay.
Guess what that means? That means he's better than the guy before him and the guy before that, which means he's good enough to win a Super Bowl or at least take him to it. If Jimmy Garoppolo can make it with a worse roster than what they currently have, give me Brock Purdy.
All right.
Everybody's going to say, oh, the Eagles. Them soft-ass dudes been playing that soft-ass schedule all year and barely winning some of them games. Not worried about them. You talk about trading for Christian McCaffrey, great decision. People thought it was overkill for a team that had Elijah Mitchell coming back off injury, and they had Jeff Wilson, who they traded away, looking like Kyle Shanahan knew what the he was doing. Just saying. Everybody was like, Now it's looking real delectable over there, ain't it? Look like a situation everybody want their quarterback to be in now, huh? Crazy. Deebo Samuel, yeah, he's hurt. He'll be back in time for the playoffs. George Kittle coming alive right now. Brandon Ayuk still having a good games with the third dude in. The ball going everywhere. Juwan Johnson, who barely got the ball all year, getting 6 targets a game.
I was gonna say, no. Are you thinking of Rashad Jennings? You talking about the wide receiver?
Oh yeah, Rashad Jennings. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say Johnson for the Saints, but I was with you. I knew where you was getting at. Yeah.
Sometimes good guy. But like everybody want to be hating, and the Niners just got it going on. I don't hate to say it. I love to see good football. I like the Niners. They're not my team, but I do like the franchise, and they got everything moving in the right direction. And I still haven't even noted their best weapon, which is a defense that damn near don't let you cross the 50. A defense that gives up less than 21 points a game. A defense that starves your offense and gives the quarterback the ball back in short field positions 50% of possessions. I'm just saying, that sounds like a team I want to play on. And if you think Brock Purdy don't have enough talent to get it done with that amount of weapons, I don't know you watching. That's all I'm going to say.
So if that's all you're going to say, this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to let you know you're right. The defense is strong. You're right. The weapons are strong. You didn't even hit on this. And I'll even push back on you a little bit here. You, sir, you have questioned Coach Shanahan on his coaching decisions and if he could actually make the right decisions to actually make it work and in the big games, in the big moments. So I'll give you credit. You didn't point it out here, even though that is a strength of theirs, although you have questioned the team that you are now advocating for in the past.
So to counter that, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all, because I questioned drafting Trey Lance. I questioned maintaining Jimmy Garoppolo. I've questioned some decisions he's made in games.
Even in the Falcons game, this 23 debacle. Hey, yeah, I got you. There's plenty to go around.
100%. But that's a part of being a fan of the game. When poor choices in Europe, from my perspective, I'm gonna be like, yo, what are we doing here?
Yeah, that's your
Like
shit.
the Patriots pull Mac Jones out in the middle of the game and put Bailey Zappi in, or Detroit giving arguably the best quarterback in the NFL, the ball back with 45 seconds and 3 timeouts on a 4th and 1 when they've been going for it on 4th and 1 all game.
Yeah, yeah.
Not running on the 1 yard line when you got the best running back in the league. Of course, I'm gonna be upset. Of course, I'm gonna be questioning the going on. Kyle Shanahan is one of those dudes that makes questionable decisions. He lives in his pride, similar to Bill Belichick. They gonna run with their guns blazing, regardless of what we think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not questioning his overall coaching prowess. He's a savant.
Truly.
But when do goofy shit, I'm calling him the out.
As you should.
I just be right sometimes.
Okay. All right. You had to throw in that knife inside real quick. But what I was getting at though is the defense. So that defense is so strong that we've seen defenses be able to take a team to the Super Bowl and win it in the past. I can mark, the Bucks in 02. They had Brad Johnson at quarterback. Right now, Purdy looks just as credible, if not better, than Brad Johnson did when he was on that Bucks team. And 2006 with Rex Grossman, they got to the Super Bowl. Rex Grossman wasn't all that either. So if they were able to to drag and carry this team to the Super Bowl, this Niners defense is just as competent and just as capable as those teams were. And we can even look back at other teams like, for example, like what was that, the 2000 or 2001 Ravens when they had Trent Dilfer. That team, hey, Dilfer was trash bag juice, and they were still able to win. Like they were able to. I think it was like they said, "Get us to 17 points and we'll win the game." I was like,
bro,
all right.
Look at some of them. Look at some of those early Patriot teams, bro.
Yeah, I mean they played through their defense the first couple of Super Bowls. Tom was still pretty good then, though. I would say he's even better than what Purdy has showed us.
I mean, I'm not making that comparison or that argument.
That's why I don't bring up the Patriots.
Like I'm not. But let me preface the rest of this with this. By no means at any point are we comparing Brock Purdy to the anomaly that is the GOAT, Tom Brady.
As you shouldn't, because Mr. Irrelevant will never be Mr. Relevant, ever. He'll never.
Let's not say he'll never be relevant.
Mr. Relevant is Mr. Tom Brady, because Tom Brady is in his 23rd season and he's still relevant, which makes him Mr. Relevant at all times in the conversation.
I won't argue that.
But what I will say, though, is that there have been other teams like those Seattle Seahawks teams with Russell Wilson. That's I think it was like 2012. They were on the rookie deal and everything. And Russell, he was okay. He made a couple pop shot throws here and there, but they played through their defense and they ran the ball with Marshawn Lynch. To what you were saying earlier, they should have ran on the one. Like it's their teams like that are just strong. And from time to time, the defense can get you there, and they even can win you it. But all I'm saying is that Brock Purdy doesn't have the experience. Even back then, Russell Wilson had to go to the playoffs first in 2011 before the 2012 season in order to get that experience so that he could be able to make those plays, to make those plays and everything happen. Because you got to see things in the moment in order to be able to know how to counteract it. He hasn't seen those. He hasn't had those live rounds get shot at him yet. So that's all. That's really the main thing that I'll get at with Brock Purdy is that there's just no sample size.
Let me counter you with this though. Are you placing your stock in Jalen Hurts then?
Yes, he's got one more playoff start than he does. You want me to elaborate? I will. I was gonna let you go, but I'll go. You want me to? All right, fine. So Jalen Hurts and these Eagles, this team is primed. This team still has some players on the roster that were on that Super Bowl before that beat Tom way back when. So there are still people there that have been to the mountaintop that can tell the other villagers on their team now, hey, follow me if you want to live. Like this is a roster that it's been kind of piecemeal together. But when you want to talk about a team that's been trying to get all the Infinity Stones, When you want to talk about a team that's been they're just poaching what's the old boy's name? The pass rusher they got from the Bears? Not Roquan Smith because he went to the Ravens. Who's the other one? You remember his name? No? It's okay. You don't have to remember his name.
It's in the sauce right now. I'm not gonna lie to you because so you're gonna tell me that this Niners team, that damn near that whole roster that they playing with right now, was a part of their most recent Super Bowl appearance, and the only person that wasn't, is the quarterback versus.
Well, that's not true, but go ahead. I'll let you live, but go ahead.
But you get the point. You get what I'm getting at, though, right?
Some of the core was there. Yeah, I got you.
You get what I'm getting at. Like 75% of the core. Yeah, crazy. And then they pick up other veteran presences from teams that know how to win. And the only thing they really have to worry about is the inexperienced quarterback that has one of the greatest coaches of our era to cover his ass. But you're willing to run with the Eagles, who have played the softest schedule in football. That's you back. You hooking up Shaq and running with them boys, huh?
I mean, we can guarantee one thing. They've played probably the third. I would say probably the third best. You would probably say fourth best team in the NFL. Well, in the NFC. Yeah, third best team in the NFC. They played them twice. They're going to the Cowboys. So I mean, that's getting you prime and ready.
Second matchup. Yeah. As much as I listen, I hate Dallas more than the next man. They good in the regular season, though.
All I'm getting at, man, is it's hard to overcome inexperience. It's hard to overcome being a guy that's you've got good college stats. You played in the Big 12. The Big 12 is known for having air raid offenses. They're not known for having complicated NFL pro style offenses. You're going to have offenses that you're going to have a bunch of guys running out 5 wide, 4 wide, whatever you're running, and then turn around and you hit the guy that's open. You're going to have probably bigger, faster guys, and they don't play defense in the Big 12. So I'm saying that he hasn't really seen things. I don't think he really knows how to read defense. I don't think he knows pre-snap defense versus a post-snap. I don't know how well he can continue to throw through the windows.
Nothing to base this. You don't have nothing to base these accusations off, though.
I do, though. The roller coaster, because it happens to everyone. Name a quarterback that it hasn't happened to at some point.
You're making statements saying that you don't know, and he hasn't showed you otherwise.
You know what else I can base it off of?
I'm not done with you. Again, you're gonna act like we did not both just state the fact that he is in the most user-friendly offense in the NFL. We watched Jimmy Garoppolo, who is significantly less talented, in my opinion, do this at, I guess, a high level. And you're going to tell me Brock Purdy can't do it? He can't get through his first and second read, who are right next to each other?
I'd say that that's a lot harder than what people chalk it up to be.
I'm not attributing this to difficulty level, but in a Kyle Shanahan offense where read 1 and read 2 are Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, and George Kittle, and then, oh, damn, none of those 3 are open. I got the best receiving back in the NFL that if I motion him out the backfield and he runs a slant, there ain't a linebacker in the league that can stop him.
I hear you.
Like, he don't got to try that hard. He really does. That's what I'm saying. Like, I get the statement that you're making. I truly do. But boy, I don't think I can dumb this shit down no more. If Jimmy G can do it, Brock Purdy can do it.
Sure, you can say that. You can say that all you want. People also said Nick Mullins could do it. People also thought that, yeah. People also thought Blake Bortles could do it because that was a stacked roster. People also thought that not Brad, who's the other one? But people also thought Case Keenum could do it with that stacked defense. You know, they had the miracle and St. Anna, or whatever they were calling it, for the Vikings. You know, when the Saints players they crash into each other and Stephon Diggs runs into the end zone. I'm saying for every quarterback that goes through these things and they think that he can get it done because it's been airmailed out and it's served on a platter and it's supposed to be so easy. There are too many generational quarterbacks that are standing in the way that are going to not, because when it comes down to it, we know the defenses usually don't stop the quarterback. They just don't. Not the elite ones. And when you get to the Super Bowl, it's going to be an elite quarterback. Could he get them there? I'm not going to refute the fact that it's not possible, I would personally think that Jalen Hurts has a better chance of getting there. But even if he gets there, you think he's going to beat Josh Allen? You think he's going to beat Patrick Mahomes? You really think when the going gets tough that he's going to be able to outduel those guys? That's what you're saying.
I won't make that argument. I won't make that argument. But what I will say to counteract that is Kyle Shanahan made Matt Ryan the MVP,
They didn't win though, but go ahead.
made Johnny Manziel, Brandon Whedon, and Brian Hoyer still had life in them.
Yeah, I mean they didn't, but hey, I mean, Shanahan.
Shanahan made it look like it. And
Mm-hmm.
Brock Purdy is obviously more talented than all four. Well, I won't say he's more talented than Matt Ryan. Totally. I was reaching. I was reaching. That was for sure. Both.
He was big reaching.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's more talented than Matt Ryan is right now, though. But and I'll stand on that.
But here's another thing, though, I think that you're forgetting about. How are they able to get CMC? He had injury history. I think we're forgetting this, that CMC, when's the last time he played a full season? What, 3 years ago, 4 years ago? So it's been a minute. It's been a long time since he's actually been able to complete a season. I don't think I'm willing to put all my eggs in the basket that he's going to last. And you think Purdy's going to make it work?
I do. I think CMC got enough left in the tank to get through the rest of this year. I think Jordan Mason is a good enough second tier running back to keep the miles off his legs, just enough. Kyle Shanahan gonna use him regardless.
I was gonna say he had 31 touches last game, so clearly Shanahan don't care.
But that was the game. That was the script.
Mm-hmm.
Do what the script determines, and if the script working, you keep to it. We know this, but shit, by the numbers, Brock Purdy doing his goddamn job. He averaging 66% completion rating, 76 completion rating in the first week, 68 in the second week, and what was it, 69 in the third week, 65. So 65, and then 6 touchdowns, 1 interception, average QBR of 100. All I'm saying is, like I said before, Kyle Shanahan is making it real easy on the kid. He's not requesting a whole lot. He's not putting his young quarterback in bad positions. The defense is doing what it needs to do. I still like the Niners. I think Purdy is more talented than every quarterback the Niners have available.
So before we go too deep into Purdy, let me just give you something just to kind of, I gotta smear your character at least a little bit because of how you were talking about Shanahan earlier. So Shanahan, for the record, has more disciples in the NFL than any other coach at this moment. Shanahan, under his tree, has Sean McVay with the Rams. Mm-hmm. He's got the Dolphins guy. I'm forgetting his name at the moment, but yeah, he's got Mike McDaniels as the head coach. He's got Matt LaFleur with the Packers. He's got Brandon Staley with the Chargers head coach. I'm forgetting the Vikings guy right now, but the Vikings head coach, that's also from a Shanahan tree. So yeah, it's okay. You keep thinking about it. There's also got Robert Saleh from the Jets, mm-hmm. And it's also got the Bengals coach. That's also from Michigan. I think that one actually, I feel like that one might have been actually, that was technically Sean McVay's tree. But at the same time, it still transitions to Sean McVay's from that, so kind of the same. But either way, and also too, the Niners DC right now, DeMeco Ryans. He needs to be getting he needs to actually get a head coaching job now, because at this point, this defense is looking real for real. And if Robert Saleh deserves to get one, DeMeco Ryans doing just as much, if not more, with this unit.
Right. DeMeco Ryans deserved to get a head coaching job at the end of last year.
He did.
But we're not going to go into that.
Yeah. So
all I'm saying is I like the Niners. I rock with it. I understand you like I guess you like your Eagles.
All I'm saying is this, man. All right, just give Purdy, I'm going to give him a little bit more compliments. So Purdy was number 1 in passer efficiency rating in college. Okay, it's the Big 12. Whoop-de-whoop. He was also number 1 in passes completed. Surprise, surprise. Passing yards. Oh, you throw the most, you're probably gonna have the most yards. Then in the last couple of years, he's been number 1. But guess what? Most professional athletes, once they get to that, if they get to that point, they're probably going to be the tops. Because they're probably going to be the tops at what they do. If they make it to the league, they were probably the top at something that mattered. Just like in high school, you were probably the best in your area. That's why you make it to college. That's why you were probably the best there. And if you make it to the NFL, because you were probably the best in college. But guess what? He's not the best in the NFL. Yeah, you go ahead and you can fall asleep on this take all you want, but these facts gonna hit you right in the face. They're gonna come for you. They're gonna come in your nightmares like Freddy Krueger. So you keep sleeping. All I'm trying to tell you is Brock Purdy is not gonna win doing a Trent Dilfer impersonation. It ain't gonna work. He can go ahead, he could do his best with Brad Johnson. Just remember, Alex Smith was not a top tier quarterback. I'll say that. He was professionally average. He was not great. He was just pretty good. Guess what? You put Patrick Mahomes, a real deal number one quarterback, in there, you get a Super Bowl. I don't think that's going to happen the same way with Brock Purdy. I think Jimmy G, although you give him a lot of discredit, Jimmy G was stability and he had experience. This
Jimmy G,
guy is stability with no experience.
Jimmy G was a dude that ran the system the way Kyle Shanahan wanted the system ran. Nothing more, nothing less.
Sure, I'll give you that. Yeah, I mean, I'll give you that. Yeah, he didn't do.
Use Jimmy G on steroids.
But you know what? Name a team in recent history that has won a Super Bowl with through their defense. Go ahead, please do it. Please. What's the last one? I'll give you 5 seconds, and I'm gonna give you the answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't say the Rams. It wasn't the Rams.
Flacco.
It wasn't that either. Actually, it was actually the Denver Broncos with Peyton Manning, because they was out there trotting out the shell that was Peyton Manning.
No, they was rolling that Cam Newton pack heavy.
Yeah, it was Weekend at Bernie's with Peyton Manning back there. It wasn't a whole lot of nothing with Peyton Manning back there. But all I'm saying is, how many years ago was that? That was 2023,
so almost 8 years.
Yeah, 7-8 years ago. So I'll even give you 7. So you're telling me it's a 1 in 7 shot that you can turn around and win with your defense? I'll take the field if it's a 1 in 7 chance, because how many times have we seen a Blake Bortles turn around and they get a strong defense? They got Allen Robinson and Allen Hurns. You know, they got some dual threats out there on the outside, and it didn't work out because guess what? Your quarterback wasn't good enough.
You're saying Blake Bortles. He got Kyle Shanahan. He got all the weapons he could ever need. Best defense in the league. Everything's on his side except for you.
You're right. I'm not on his side. I'm absolutely not on his side. But I think something that you're forgetting about is that this isn't a situation like Kurt Warner, where a guy just comes off the street. He hasn't played the games. He hasn't done it. And this isn't anything like Brady either, because when
right now, when he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do, what else you want from him? He got 3 more to prove to you that he.
You're right. He does have to prove it to me, because for the simple fact that who is the last quarterback that we saw that had this terrible of draft capital that was actually able to make it to the Super Bowl?
I ain't even gonna argue that, but you know what I will argue? I bet the Niners don't lose another game
this year. Win the Super Bowl,
except for maybe the Super Bowl.
Okay. All right, sir. I'll tell you what. Let's do a little friendly wager on the pod. I say that they will lose. They will lose to someone. I'll take the field. Someone is going to beat them to go to the Super Bowl. Or if I'm wrong, then your food of choice to me, I'll eat live on here. For you, you reciprocate and do the same. If you are wrong, and if the Niners do go to the Super Bowl, hey, there you go.
Okay, deal.
You down with it? You don't think they're gonna lose one? So just so you know, if they lose one, I get to pick a food of choice for you to go ahead and eat on here. You good with that?
Yeah.
Okay, you good with that? Hey, I'm good with that. You know what? It's been another rendition of the Don't Take It Seriously podcast. I am going to get out of here before he tries to change his mind, because you know he definitely gonna try to change his mind and try to weasel his way out of here. But guess what? It's live, baby. So I've been DJ.
You always DJ. You know, we'll holler at y'all next week. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And come kick it with us again if you enjoyed everything we had to say.
Peace. If you guys got something you want us to talk about, please let us know below. Please. Bye.